Good morning, all of you. So, as we know that coming to the next chapter in biology, heredity and evolution. So, this is a more interesting and very important chapter for your further also. So, if you notice it here, as we know, for this term to evolution means the second part of this chapter is already deleted. But if you want to if you want to understand this heredity process, means in the sense of the heredity, whatever we will study under this will be related to us main, because humans also one kind of animals. So this heredity will involve even in humans. First of all, if you'll understand what is heredity in humans, then we can easily understand what do you mean by heredity and why this heredity is taking place, and what is the evolution in humans. Like in the sense of, you might be see casually, we people will say humans used to come from monkey. Just the general discussion, ever like if somebody is having a characteristics of monkey, like simply becoming angry or simply tearing and all, you can say, "Are you are behaving like a monkey?" We people will say. Have you remember? So we people will prove that. We prove that we came from monkey. Like that, we used to say that. So what do you mean by this heredity and why this evolution takes place because of heredity? That is all we'll study in this chapter. And as well as in last chapter we have studied. What is the last chapter name? Anyone can say the chapter which we have studied before in this? How do organisms reproduce? Yes. So now, if you notice it, how do organisms reproduce? So basically, two kinds of reproduction will be there. One is what it is. First one is
asexual reproduction and sexual
and the second one is sexual reproductive methods. So now asexual reproduction methods also and sexual reproductive methods, everything in plants and as well as animals, everything we have been studied very in detail, correct? So now coming to the asexual reproduction, so let it be here what is happening, DNA replication will take place, means in the sense of DNA copying of DNA takes place so that a new babies or offsprings used to produce. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond. That is one. In sexual reproduction, what is happening? Two kinds of gametes is to present. That is what we used to call as male and as well as what? Male and as well as female gamete is present, so that these gametes used to fuse themselves, and they will form what? They will form zygote, and this zygote is only further developing into what?
Embryo and fetus.
Embryo, fetus, and finally it is to develop into new baby. That is what we used to call as offspring. So this is what used to take place in the sexual reproduction. Yes or no? So in the sexual reproduction, two parents is involving. One is who? Male parent, and another one is female parent. Yes. So this is what we have been studied in the last chapter. Yes, everybody. So now if you notice it, coming to here, heredity means, sir, what do you mean by heredity? Forget about the evolution. Evolution, if you understand the heredity, automatically evolution we will study, but it is deleted syllabus. So it's not needed much importance also. So now if you notice it here, what do you mean by heredity? First of all, if you want to understand, so as I told you, are you having mirror now, everyone? As I told you to take mirror, small mirror. Is it keep it with you? Are you keeping with you? Yes. For example, suddenly if somebody will come in front of you, like let me imagine, or else you traveled somewhere, or somebody came in front of you. It may be animal, or it may be human being, or doesn't matter. So now what the things you people will observe? Everybody try to open your mouth and you tell me what kind of things, like a recognizable features of anything, animal or human being. How you can say this is this animal, this is this human? So how you people, what kind of features you people will see? Anybody can say? If you see somebody like human, for example, if you'll see me, so what kind of recognizable features you will observe in me? Tell me, anybody, please. Okay, nobody? What?
height.
What?
Height, sir.
Very good. You will see height of the body. Next one. That's all.
No, sir.
Any other?
Sir, appearance.
Yes, please. Kritika?
Appearance, sir.
Appearance, yes, very good. Appearance in the sense of that is what we used to call it as complexion. So complexion in the sense of the shape of the skin and as well as the color of the skin. That is what we used to see. So complexion mainly related to the skin. We'll see. Very good. Next one. Hair color, shape of hair. You might be see somebody is having curly hair and somebody is having silky hair. Like that hair you can see. Is it yes or no? Please respond. And as well as color of hair you will see, because somebody is having brown hair, somebody is having white hair, understand, somebody is having black hair, like that you will see. Next one, what you will see? That is your responsibility. If you see somebody, what is the recognizable characters here? You cannot say. Nobody. So we can say eyes, color of eyes. So what is the color of eyes you basically observing? Can anyone say? Somebody is having black eyes, somebody is having brown eyes. You might be see the color of iris. Some movies you may watch. For example, what is the Harry Potter movie you may watch? In that the eyes will be blue color. Have you noticed it? Blue color, brown color, black color eyes and all. So that is what color of eyes we used to say. So this color of eyes, because of the color of iris, is used to give the color to the eye. That is what we used to say. And as well as shape of the nose, you people see. Somebody is having very sharp nose, somebody is having very broad nose, or somebody having a very short nose, long nose. Like the shape of the nose, this all the things, and as well as chin, this all the things we used to etc. We used to observe. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond. If you see any kind of thing, any kind of human, so these are the features basically we'll observe. How he appears, what is the shape of his hair, what is the height he is, very tall, very long, very short, very fatty, and as well as complexion, shape of the color, understand shape of the skin, how the face is, very sharp face, very round face, like that. What is the color of it? Next one, shape of the hair. He's having a curly hair or else silky hair, and as well as colors, blue eyes, black eyes, brown eyes, like that. Shape of the nose, very sharp nose, very broad nose, like that. Different things we people used to recognize. Yes or no? Please respond. So these all the things we used to call it as characters. What we used to call? So whenever you will see any kind of person, these all the things we used to recognize. Do you understand? So these are recognizable features we used to say. So these recognizable features only we used to call it as, what we used to call it, guys? Characters. What we used to call? Characters. Are these characters only is to known as traits.
Right.
So this is what you have to understand. So now if you see any kind of human being, so these are the things first of all we people will observe. So first of all, what we will see, what is his height? Either he is a tall man or short man, or else either a boy or a girl, or else what is the next immediate one? Face we will see. Face, either there, how the face will be. Either they are having a black hair, understand, sorry, or brown hair or curly hair. If it is a different, easily we can recognize. Somebody is having very narrow nose, somebody is having very broad nose. It's like the different things. Somebody is having very chin, like cheeks also very big. Like that, these all the recognizable features, what we are observing, that is what we used to call as characters, or we used to say traits, we used to say traits. Okay, so now these characters, where they are coming, guys, for example, you might be seeing, if you are getting a new baby in your family, you might be saying he is related to somebody, he is related to grandfather, he is related to father, he is similar to the mother, like that we used to say. So now every baby, where they will get these characters or traits, they will get from where, guys? Please respond. Where they will get? Yes? Nobody? From where they will get these characters? That is what I am asking. And for example, I am very tall and you are very short. So where you are getting from this character? Definitely from your parents only. Yes or no? That is what I am asking. Nobody will say. So this
Some parents will.
transmission of characters, then what is the use of studying here if you are not able to answer anything? So this transmission of characters, whatever you are observing, the recognizable characters of any human being or any animal, so they are getting from their parents. So that is what. So if you take as well as, so what is the main importance of parents? So parents, they used to produce the offsprings. So when they are producing the offsprings, means when the parents are able to produce their offsprings, so this transmission of characters will take place. Means whatever the characters are present in the parents, it will be transmission to the offsprings. This is only we used to call as, what we used to call, guys?
Heredity.
Do you understand? So the transmission of characters, or we can say what it is called as traits from parents to their offsprings, is only called as heredity. So heredity means, we can say, for example, in our present generation, for example, you take your father is a very tall. Now next generation, you are also maybe born as a very tall, and next your generation is also, your future offsprings also will be born as a very tall. So then we can say that is a continuity feature. Yes or no? So your full family, the future is continuing. You might be watching YouTube videos and all. A shortest family, like all the family from last 5-6 generations is continuously short. They won't grow more than 2 feet. You might be seeing they're staying in Hyderabad. Yes. So full family is a short family. So like that, the continuity of these features from one generation to the next generation, understanding continuously, that is what we used to call as heredity. Understand, everybody? So whatever the recognizable features you are observing, so it will continue from parents to the offsprings, and again offsprings to the next generation. That is what we used to call as heredity. Understand? So now if you take, basically we have two kinds of reproduction. One is sexual and another one is asexual reproduction. So forget about asexual reproduction. Now asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. Is it yes or no? Yes. So now here DNA replication will take place so that a new offsprings is to produce. Now if we come to here sexual reproduction, two parents are involving. One is male and another one is female. So they will involve in sexual reproduction. So these sexually reproducing organisms, that is what we used to call as male and female gametes. So this both together, what we used to call, guys? What we used to call? This is only called as sex cells, we used to call as. Yes or no? That is what we used to call as gametes. So these gametes will fuse together and they will form zygote. And this zygote, how it will form? The male gametes we used to call as sperm. So sperm fused with the female gamete called as egg, or we used to say ovule. They will form zygote, and zygote gradually develops into a young one called as offspring. So this is what, how this parents and offsprings will show the similarities with their parents. So when the sexual reproduction will take place, so then because of this fusing of male and female gametes, so they will show, the offsprings will show some similarities with the parents. So if you notice it here, so here why the sex cells are involving, so the sex cells, if you notice it, so why they are involving, guys? Because the heredity information, whatever it is, the characteristics that are the traits is transforming from parents to the offsprings. Everything who is carrying, guys, they are present in where? This heredity information present in where? It is present in this sex cells only. Understand? So for example, your family is very tall family, your family is very fatty family, your family is very lean family, your family, nobody is having a very, like what we can say, a fair skin or else curly skin. Everybody is having a curly hair in our family. So this is what we used to say, a common characteristics or trait which we used to observe from our generations of your family. So now who is carrying this? That is what it is. So that heredity information present in the sex cells only. So that is what where they are coming of the parent. So the heredity information present in the sex cells of these parents. So these sex cells are gametes, if you see, they link between one generation to the another generation, and they will keep on passing the information from as two parents, that is what fathers and as well as mothers continuously characters of traits to the offsprings. This is what we used to call as yes, Kevin, what you said is correct. So that is what you used to call as importance of sex cells. So these sex cells, we can say they're like a barriers, or else they're like interconnecting cells which will carry this heredity information from parents to the offsprings. That is what we used to say. So parent means we used to say paternal. What we used to call, guys? A paternal, and the mothers we used to say maternal characteristics of or traits up to the offsprings. For example, you see, so maybe father's family is having very tall and mother's family is having very short. So maybe these characteristics will transfer to the your new generation. Suppose your generation. So you might be born as a tall, or you might be born as a short, based upon your parents' genes or parents' heredity. So that is what we'll study, either how you are getting a tall or short, or else, for example, you see, some of your parents are fair enough, you may be born as a dark color, or else some of your parents may be having a fair hair, like a very silky hair, but you might be having to get a curly hair. So we cannot predict it. So how this heredity is taking place, how it is carried out, and what is the types of this heredity involves in, that is all we'll study in this chapter only. So now, how many of you understand what do you mean by heredity? Heredity means what? Simply what we can say heredity means. Sanjay, Sudhir. So what do you people understand heredity means? Aravind? Heredity means what?
Carrying of traits, sir.
Yes. So we can say heredity,
Carrying of traits.
just it is a continuity of features
Transfer of characters from the parents to the offspring.
next generation. Very good, Kevin. So just whatever the characters, recognizable characters or else traits which you have presently what you have, the same thing if it is continue to next generation, so that is what we used to call it as, means from the parents to the offsprings. So again offsprings will become grown up and they will become a new parents, yes or no? And again from that offsprings to again a new generations, the characters will pass. So this is only we used to call it as this continuous process of transforming characteristics or traits from the parents to the offsprings. That is what we used to call it as, what we used to call heredity. Understand? So in this heredity, sexual reproduction, who is carrying this cell heredity information? In sexual reproduction, the sex cells only is carrying the information from parents to the offsprings. So means in the sense of from the paternal, means from the parents, and as well as from maternal, from the mother's characters there to the offsprings, it will be passing by the sex cells only. That is why we can say the heredity information is present in the inside the sex cells of the parents. That is what you have to remember. So now if you notice it, so this relation continues to exist between the successive generations. That is what it is only referred as a heredity. So whatever the characteristics of father and the mother now, they will be transferred to the next generation, to the next generation, to the next generation. So that is what simply we used to refer as heredity. But still you might be see, for example, if the same information, if heredity is taking place from the ancient time, you might be noticing, we all people came from where, guys? We people can say basically, all people came from evolution of monkeys or chimpanzees. Yes or no? That is what the human evolution we people will study in our history. Correct, guys? Please respond. Now, if you notice it, so then why these different humans are present? Why somebody is having curly hair, somebody is having silky hair, somebody is having long nose, somebody is having a very fat face, somebody is having very round face, somebody is having a very sharp face. So why it is happening? This is what we used to call it as, if same characteristics are transforming from ancient time to now, then you can see all our human beings presently, what you are seeing, you, me, your brothers, your family, everybody looks similar. Is it yes or no? They must be looks like a similar. But is it happening? Is it happening? Please tell me. So definitely some variations we are observing from, even if you'll see, for example, local to non-local persons. If you'll see Tamilians and if you'll see Telugu people, if you'll go to the North Indians, so definitely all are called as human beings. So we people know that our genes is coming from ancient time only. But if you'll see, some variations we are observing. Have you seen that? Please respond. Some variations are observing or not? Yes. For example, if it comes to the habits, life habits, if you'll see, if you'll take North Indians, most of us, we people, what will do, even see, we are very close to the Tamil Nadu border. We people will eat 2 times rice per day. But you people, two times what you will eat? Tiffin only people will eat for 2 times per day. Yes or no? So only lunch you people will consume rice. Morning and night you people will eat tiffin only. Yes or no? But I am very close to the Tamil Nadu. So we are in almost border of Tamil Nadu, but still we people will consume 2 times rice and 1 time only. Morning hardly we will consume tiffin, and afternoon and night we will consume rice only. So this is what you can see. That is what like we can say variations in. This is what we can say that habitat. Yes or no? And you might be see, you people will have a different dress culture, like wearing dress culture. And if you go to North Indians, if you go to Lambadis, if you go to some other countries, then the variations in dressing style and as well as appearance, everything will keep on changes. Life habits. Yes or no? Please respond. So that is what we used to call as variations, which we used to observe. Even though we all people are called as human beings, but still we are having variations between us. So now, why these variations is coming? How these variations is coming? That is all we will study in this chapter. So now that is what we are going to study the next concept. Now, first of all, before going to study what is variation, first all of you write what is heredity and what is happening in this heredity. Okay, so please write heredity. The transmission of characters. The transmission of characters. Can anybody give example of characters? What is the characters? Maybe height, complexion, shape of hair, color of eyes, understand, shape of nose and chin, etc., etc. These all are called as characters. That also you have to write it. Right. Heredity. What do you mean by heredity, guys? The transmission of characters. The transmission of characters from the parent to their offsprings. From their parent to their offsprings. The transmission of characters from their parents to their offsprings is called heredity. Is called heredity. Is called heredity. In sexual reproduction, Krutika, you understand Krutika? Karthikeyan, Aishwarya, Harini. Right. Now in sexual reproduction, the heredity information is present. The heredity information is present in whom, guys? In whom it is present? Sexual reproduction. I am asking you the question. In sexual reproduction, heredity information is present in where? What?
In parents, sir.
Sex cells. So the heredity information is present in the sex cells of their parents. Sex cells of their parents. So parents, father we used to call as paternal and mother we used to call as maternal. So whatever the parental and paternal and as well as maternal characters or traits which are present, they will become to the offsprings. So this is what we used to refer as heredity. So now, even though the characteristics exactly they are transforming from one generation to another generation, some variations are coming. So that is what we are going to study. What do you mean by variations and how these variations are taking place? So if you know that all the offsprings, they will get inherited the characters of the parents and they will resemble them very closely. For example, if you take, we are very similar to our parents, either your father or yours may be similar to your mother. So because their characters or their traits only is coming from them to us in the during sexual reproduction or else the transmission of the sex gametes. So sex cells. So now if you see, even though these offsprings, whatever the offsprings, they are similar to the parents. So if you notice these offsprings, almost they are similar to the parents because they are getting all the characters are inherit all the characters of the parents, and they almost resembles them very closely. But you might be see this resemblance is not in all the respects. Understand? So in all the aspects, if you'll observe very carefully, definitely it is not similar. So the offsprings are never true copy of the parents. They may be resembles like a parent. For example, you might be your sister or your brother maybe get a baby. So you will say he is similar to your sister, he is similar to your brother-in-law, or else he is similar to your grandfather. Like that, you can observe them and you can easily will say. But there may be resembles like their parents. But definitely they are not having almost in all the complete, they are not same exactly, and they are 100%, they are never a true copy of the parents, exact copy of the parents, because no two individuals are exactly alike, and the members of any one species differ from one another in some characters. For example, if you take all the humans are similar kind of species. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond. So everybody is called as human being. So if you take all the lions is called as one family, all the humans is called as one family. Classification of animals you might be studied, correct or not? So now if you see, everybody is called as human. You also called as human. I also called as human. You also called as boy. I also called as boy. Maybe girl or girl. So everybody all are exactly alike, like we are all members of a one species. That what is our species called as human beings? Yes or no? So we all belongs to a single species called as human beings. But is it all we are having a similar characters? Please respond. Is it all we are having similar characters? I am asking. Please respond, everybody. So now, if you notice it, we are having some similar characters. What is that? So like every human, like you people, I also can able to speak. Like you people, I also can able to eat with the hand. And like you people, I also will sleep. Like you people, I also appears like a 2 hands, 2 legs, stomach, hair, body, neck, nose, that all. So like that, even though this all belongs to, understand? So same family, like a same members of any one species, but they're different from one another in some characters or traits are each other. So these differences only, whatever we are observing the differences in same species, then we can say it is only called as variations. So now, for example, I will compare. Let me take, for example, in our members only, you might be see Karthikeyan and you might be see, for example, let me take Arvind. So now if I'll, for example, both, if I'll make them to stand side by side. So what is the differences you people will find? What is the variations? See, both are called as what? Both are called as human beings only. Yes or no? So there are 2 individual substances. So if you take any 2 individuals exactly alike, and they are members of any one species also. So might be notice it, suppose for example, Karthikeyan and Arvind, if they will stand here, so you might be see, so we can see them some similarities between them. What is that? So both are human beings. So both are belongs to what? A same species. Yes or no, guys? Please respond. But is it they're exactly having all the characteristics, they are having the similar? Please respond. So you might be notice it. So Karthikeyan is having little bit curly hair. Is it as Karthikeyan? Please respond. Yes, and you might be seeing Arvind is little taller than the Karthikeyan. Arvind is very sensitive. Karthikeyan is very rough, and Arvind hair is very silky. Maybe Karthikeyan hair is very curly hair. So like that, maybe he is having a very broad nose. He is having very sharp nose. Like that, different things we used to observe. So this is what, in biological point of view, you can see these variations in the occurrence of differences among the individuals of a species. So for example, if we'll take, so people having different height. So if we'll compare all the human beings, is it all the human beings having same height, guys? Please respond. Is it all the human beings are same height? Some people are very long, some people are very short, some people are medium height. Like the different height we are seeing. Yes or no? Yes, please respond. Same way if you are seeing their complexion, their type of hair, the color of eyes, the shape of nose, and the shape of chin, everything shows differences. So even though if you take all we are considered as a single species, but we are having a lot of variations, no two individuals are exactly alike, and the members of any one species differs from one another in at least some characteristics. But our history, we are having a belief that a similar person, 7 persons is like maybe existed in this universe. That is what our belief. Yes or no? Like movies and all, you might be seeing double characters they will do. Yes or no? But is it possible? So even though maybe some persons may be similar to them, you might be see a movie heroines and all, you might be see the duplicate. So they are similar to them, but their characteristics are not same. If you notice them very carefully, so 100% they are not exactly similar. Definitely they are having some variations. So that differences only what the differences we are observing between the same kind of two individuals of same members of any one species. So that is what we used to call as variations. So the differences in these characteristics among the individuals of a species of a same family is only called as variations. So you can take for example human beings. So one of the main trait or character which we will observe is height. Correct or not, guys? So some family members you can see, some families, humans, height is a trait which shows variation. Some are very tall, some are very short. You might be know, for example, I am 6 feet height, but is it all the boys are 6 feet? No, somebody is only 5 feet, somebody 5.5, even short 4 feet boys are there. Like that, some people are very tall, some people are very less tall, and some have medium height, and some shows short height, whereas even world's shortest lady, you might be